to the Fumble Live. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have to talk about Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets because they were both fined $35,000. We're also talking about Anthony Edwards' history-making night and how much this might play in for his race to Rookie of the Year. But before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to our channel, tap the bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Here's the Fumble Squad. I'm Devin Howard. You can find me on Instagram as @Devin Howard.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jackie Ray. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter @JRayTheFanatic.
So, Jackie, how did the show premiere go? Let us know in the chat if you were able to watch it. I do see Jeremiah Smith says that he likes the new show. I think that was a very positive comment from Jeremiah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got more feedback than I've ever received before. So, friends, family, people I didn't even know. I got direct messages. I have to remember, too, to look at them sometimes because I always forget to look at the requests. But, yeah, the feedback was fantastic. Thank you guys so much. Oh, and I almost forgot. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah, so don't forget to leave your comments for fan or foe. We got fan or foe coming tomorrow. So good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Make sure you leave us a comment and see if you could be our fan of the week. But get in there. Talk to us in the chat.
Yes, as usual, we'll be screenshotting. We'll be putting them away to address tomorrow at the end of our show for Fan or Foe Friday. Thank you for reminding me about that, Jackie. I feel like that's got to be, you're always on it with the Fan or Foe reminders, so that's got to be on you, I think, now, because I always end up forgetting. I don't know why.
What day it was, so I was like, what? It's today. Because, I'm still packing and trying to figure out my life and moving, and I'm all discombobulated. Next week, though, you guys, I'm going to be more like, I'll be in my new spot. I'll be focused. Life will be better next week.
Yes, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get a virtual tour of your new apartment when you move in, Jackie. It's going to be great. I'm very happy for you. And then also really quickly, before we get into the news, did you end up doing anything to celebrate Cinco de Mayo yesterday, or did you just take it easy and focus on getting all your stuff together?
I kind of did by default. So the apartment that I was super excited about still hasn't called me back with my final approval. So I just panicked and went out to try to find a new apartment. And I did find one. And at the new building that I'm going to move into, they were having a Cinco de Mayo party. I got approved on the spot. So they're like, do you want to stay? And I was like, okay. So I stayed and I celebrated Cinco de Mayo. And it was fabulous. They have this game room. They have skirball and what's that slider thing, with the sand? I always forget. Shuffleboard, they have that. So they had all these games and stuff, and they just have that. They don't have a rooftop deck, but they do have a pool. And then, so I just got to really kind of hang out, meet some of my neighbors, and it was fun. It was an impromptu situation because I wasn't planning that. I just panicked at the last minute and was like, I can't not have a place to move into. So let me just go look somewhere else. And so, yeah, it worked out.
Oh my gosh. Well, the way you described this apartment, it sounds like luxury living with the game room and the pool and all of that. Damn, Jackie, living large. Well, hey, you had a more exciting Cinco de Mayo than I did. I am still not feeling 100%. I don't know what is up with me, but I have had a rough week in terms of just not feeling well. So I just took it easy last night, and I'll probably be taking it easy through the weekend. But I'm giving you guys all of my energy right now. Literally, this is all the energy that I'm going to have for the rest of the day, and I'm giving it to you guys. So I hope you appreciate it because I'm about to pass out after this. But let's get into the news. Let's talk about Kyrie Irving, okay? So the Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie Irving were fined $35,000 each for violations of the NBA's media access rules. So that all went down yesterday. So the NBA said the fines were a result of Kyrie's, quote, repeated refusal to participate in post-game media availability. So we've always known that Kyrie's relationship with the media has been contentious. He has said things before that are kind of ridiculous or out there, and then, the news likes to run with it. But also we've seen media and reports kind of twist the things that he says in order to create a more compelling storyline. So I do understand why Kyrie doesn't exactly love talking to reporters. He has regularly avoided speaking with reporters following games this season, which is something that he totally warned us he was going to do. In fact, he said he wasn't going to talk to the media at all for the whole season. Of course, that's changed a little bit. And I think it's probably because the NBA does require players who participate in games to be made available after the games. And so he just was having a hard time always avoiding talking to reporters. He's been fined $25,000 in the past for something similar. But I think one thing that really stands out about this news is the fact that the Nets as an organization also got fined, because it shows that the league feels that the Nets are not taxing, I guess would be the word. But it is worth noting that the NBA and the news kind of work in conjunction with one another. Reporters get paid for covering stars like Kyrie, like James Harden, like KD, and then the NBA will get more exposure as a result of that. So it's kind of an interesting situation here, because I don't really blame Kyrie for not wanting to talk to the reporters, but at the end of the day, it is this kind of symbiotic relationship. So what do you think about this fine, Jackie? Is $35,000 for both Kyrie and the Nets too much, or does this make sense?
This is a tough one for me, because I'm very pro don't talk to people you don't want to talk to. And I think that is your God-given right. I understand that there is, this clause that says they need to talk to people, but specifically with Kyrie, he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. If he says something, people are going to take everything out of context. They're going to spin it the way they want to spin it. We've seen time and time again that it's just a clip that we've seen of Kyrie, and I've even done it. I've seen a clip of Kyrie, and you don't want to talk to these people because you know that there's nothing you can do. I would rather him take the beast mode route, the Marshawn Lynch route, and just say, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Maybe think of something else to say because you don't want to really steal, if you don't want to steal Marshawn. But at this point, Kyrie, we would understand, why you're there. And I do understand the fine on kind of on the Nets, because the league is just basically saying, look, this is a rule, but he's a grown man. You know what I mean? How far can they take it to make him go out there and talk to people? That's my question. I just don't understand, what they could do. You can't, unless you grab him by the hand and force him in a chair physically, how can you make this man, go out there and talk? Are we frozen? I keep seeing people saying we're frozen. Hopefully we're good.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too.
Yeah, y'all let us know. Can you see us? Are we moving about, or are we stuck in some sort of frozen limbo land? Let me know. We'll keep going just in case. But it looks like it's moving to me, so I'm just going to keep going. But yeah, I just don't understand what he's supposed to do. I get it, because you do get in trouble. I didn't do one single group project in high school. And that kept me in the principal's office, because I was like, I don't work in groups. I'm not going to work with people who talk bad about me behind my back, and then now they're partially responsible for my grade. I'm not going to do it. And again, every time I said that, it was off to the principal's office I go, and that's fine. And I would just get up and walk out as soon as they would be like, Jackie, get in your group. Nope. And I would just get up and walk to the principal's office. Not going to make me work with people who have a very ill will towards me. I'm not going to do it. And so I understand what Kyrie's saying. I'm not going to sit and talk to people who like to spin things so they can get this great soundbite and not use my whole clip or my whole soundbite. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. So I get what he's doing. I get the fine that he's getting. Because if it was me, if I was Kyrie and if I had Kyrie money, I'll pay you a little funky fine. I'm not talking to y'all though. But the fine on the Nets is weird to me, because I just don't know how they would enforce that. I just don't know how they would do it.
Yeah. Because Kyrie, like you said, is a grown man. What are they going to do? Like, Kyrie, you're going to get in a timeout if you don't talk to the media. Like, it just doesn't work like that. He's his own man. He's going to make his own decisions, especially someone like Kyrie. Maybe Giannis could be told what to do, or someone like that, but not Kyrie. Do you think that Kyrie even cares about this fine, or does he have the attitude of, like, $35,000 is a drop in the hat for me, not a big deal, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing?
I don't think he cares about his personal fine. I think he probably cares about the fine with the Nets, because he strikes me as the type of guy that, what happens to him, he knows what the rules are. He's a very intelligent person. He knows what it is. So when he doesn't talk to the media, he knows what that could potentially mean. However, I do believe now that they find his team, that now he probably feels a little bit different about it. He doesn't strike me as the type of guy that's like, okay, well, y'all just need to pay it. He doesn't strike me as that type of guy. And I think now that it's affecting his team detrimentally, he'll probably react differently, because he doesn't want the Nets to be fined because it's a choice that he made. You know, and if and when he talks to the media, I could see him saying that this is my choice, something that I'm going to do. I don't think that the Nets should be fined. That's the only reason I'm talking to you now. That could be his little speech for every single question. I'm only talking to you so the Nets don't get fined. I'm only talking to you so the Nets don't get fined. Because I think that would bother him. You never want to be a detriment to your team.
Right. And then also we've seen KD answer questions and be criticized for it, but he'll answer questions with just, yep. And like, there you go. That's your interview. I know it's not what the reporters want. It's not going to help them create a very good storyline about Kyrie, but at least he would get that media availability out of the way without giving too much information, so nothing could really get twisted. So I do see both sides here. I think we're in the same position, but I'm for Kyrie kind of doing whatever he wants to do. But one final question before we move on to talking about Anthony Edwards, because I see a lot of you guys in the chat are very excited about that. Do you think that it's time the NBA amends their rule about the media and making it a mandatory thing, or do you get why that's in place?
I get why that's in place. Because the media, especially when you consider that it's broadcasters, reporters, and sports writers that vote for MVP, things of that nature. And when you understand that it's a favoritism kind of thing, it's a popularity contest. I think a lot more people, if they didn't have to talk to the media, I think you wouldn't get as many people out there talking to the media. I do think they should amend it so you don't have to do it every single game. You know what I mean? You can just, there's a requirement. Like, I don't know, if we're doing an 82 game season, then you have to make sure you talk to the media 12 times during the season, and that's it. And 12 times you have to go out there and you have to sit and you have to and then you have to amend it to say you have to answer questions, because you can't have it be just this whole I'm here so I don't get fined. So I think you just amend it, and there's a certain number you have to do. So then players, I think Kyrie would be more willing to do something like that, because in his head he'd be like, let me just get these first 12 games out right now. I'm sure they'd want him to trickle it, throughout the season, but let me just get these out the way. I don't have to do it all the time. I can stomach doing this 12 times, because then when you have a certain number of times that you're supposed to do it, then it makes it a little easier to get around it mentally. So I think they should amend it like that and make it a small number of games, and then trickle it. Different players have to talk at different times, so the media has access to everyone, but not access to everyone all the time. So I think if you did something like that, it would clear out this whole situation, and we wouldn't have this whole people not talking to media.
Right. I actually think that's the perfect solution as well, and that's what I was going to say. I was going to suggest 16 games for the players, 16 interviews or whatever, just so it's a decent number. I mean, I can't even imagine doing 16 interviews in a year myself. It's a lot to have somebody asking you all those questions, and I understand that every single game having to go and sit, even if it is 10 or 15 minutes, after you've just worked so hard on the court, it's like, the last thing that you'd want to do is sit. What?
That's the worst when you have to talk to him. Like, if you put all your all on the court and then you lost, and now I got to answer your stupid questions, because some of these questions, like, how does this loss feel? What you mean? Have you never lost anything? Why are you asking me this dumb question? I don't want to talk to you right now. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
JD had so he said only nationally televised games should require you to speak to the media. That's a good idea too, because that also cuts down on the number of times you have to talk to the media. I think that number definitely needs to be reduced, because I think a lot of these reporters are really good at being reporters, but not enough of them have actually played competitively enough to know that when you've lost, you don't really want to, what do you want? What do you want? You know what I mean? So you don't really want to talk. And if you've won, and especially if you've won and you're late in the season, you still don't want to talk, because now you want to go and talk to your teammates, figure out what you did right, how you can keep this momentum going for this next game, especially if you're doing a late in the season push. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, when you're on the competitive level, the time that you want to spend in front of the media is minimal. It's not a lot. You don't want to spend a lot of time talking. So definitely need to amend that in some way.
Yeah, I agree 1000%. Okay, let's move on to Anthony Edwards. So Anthony Edwards put his name in the history books. So he put up 42 points on 8 of 9 shooting from the deep, which makes him the youngest player in NBA history to put up 40-plus points while knocking down 5+ threes in a single game, which is enough to surpass, get this, LeBron James and Kevin Durant. That is absolutely remarkable, pretty outrageous for him, and very exciting for fans of Anthony Edwards and for the Timberwolves. And then on Saturday night, I also feel like it's worth mentioning, he scored a team high of 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists, which helped them tie at halftime. Now, the Timberwolves are still obviously not like turning into this amazing winning team, but it is kind of putting Anthony Edwards' name back in these Rookie of the Year conversations. Now, the front runner was LaMelo Ball, but after he got injured, a lot of people felt that he wasn't going to be the obvious choice for Rookie of the Year. Do you think that this performance and this history-making moment for Anthony Edwards is enough to steal Rookie of the Year from LaMelo Ball? Where do you stand on that, Jackie?
I mean, Anthony Edwards has been my Rookie of the Year since he did that stupid dunk not too long ago. And then when we heard him talk, he did a press conference and he was talking about how, some of his teammates were down and he just went in there and he tried to lift up their spirit. So just from what he does as far as being a leader in the locker room he's 19, he's so young. And for him to have that kind of mindset right now, to be that kind of leader, I think it's a beautiful thing. And so him breaking this record that LeBron James had, that for me is just, okay, that's a hash mark for me, because you guys know how I feel about LeBron. So for me, definitely I'm going with Anthony Edwards, because I just think don't get me wrong, I like LaMelo. I don't know if I've seen enough, because, he did get that injury. He does great. Obviously, I don't expect anyone with the last name Ball not to come into the league and do at least decent, so I don't want to take anything away from him. But, I just don't know if I've personally seen enough of him on the floor to say, yeah, he's a lock for sure. But I have seen enough, not only of Anthony Edwards just on tape and in practice and in games, that I can see that he's going to turn into an amazing leader for his team. And you guys know how I feel about leadership. I feel like it's not just, what you do on the court, but obviously with this history-making night, I think this is a beautiful thing. Obviously, we know he can put up the points if you need him to, but at the same time, the leadership skills that I've seen in him makes him a lock for me. I know that a lot of people are not looking at that. It's just the stats that they're looking at that. I'm not mad at you if that's what you're doing. But for me, because I can already see the kind of leader he is and he's going to continue to grow into, that makes him my lock, because I just don't see LaMelo. LaMelo's great. He's very good. I'm not saying he's not good, but I just don't see him being that kind of, like, Kawhi to me is an amazing player. He's not a leader. And so that's a problem for me. Everybody has their thing that's important to them. Leadership on and off the court is important to me. And I think Anthony Edwards has it. And him making this late push at the absolute right time when all eyes are on him and breaking this record, and he does it with such humility. Yeah, he's my guy. He is my Rookie of the Year for sure.
Okay, so he has your vote, but do you think, let's think about the outcome of the actual, who's actually going to take home the award. Prior to getting injured, LaMelo was outperforming every rookie in pretty much every single statistical category. But of course, we haven't been able to see him play as many games as some of these other guys. Do you think that the award is still securely in LaMelo's hands, or does Anthony Edwards actually have a shot at this point now?
I think he has a shot at it, and I'm going to tell you guys, go run it back, go check the tapes, because we had a similar debate about this last year when Zion didn't play a full season, and it was, okay, he can't really be considered for Rookie of the Year because he didn't play a full season, and he doesn't have as much, time on the floor. So if that held true then, you know how I am, keep that same energy. And that was the narrative behind that. He doesn't have as much time on the floor. And Anthony Edwards does have more time on the floor, more tape for us to evaluate, more growth. And that's the other thing. We've seen more growth from him this year than we've seen from LaMelo. So keep that same energy. It sucks that you got hurt, LaMelo. It does. I'm not saying that's, should automatically disqualify you, but it has automatically disqualified people in the past. So I'm just saying, keep that same energy. We haven't had the opportunity to see you continue your growth on the court. So for me, yeah, it makes sense. Since you don't have the amount of time on the floor, it makes sense for Anthony Edwards to make this late in the season push and get the award.
Well, very, very cool to see him have that history-making night. And, it definitely makes the Rookie of the Year conversation seem a little bit more intense than it was, just a few weeks ago. So we'll keep you guys updated. We'll obviously be talking about it once we figure out who is taking home the award. But on that note, let's wrap up Need to Know News. Let's move into the post-up.
Yes, let's get into the post-up because, guys, sometimes I saw you guys, somebody in there said that I was the original Stay Mad. Facts. There's no lies detected in that statement. But I'm trying to be a kinder, gentler Jackie. So I am not going to say what I immediately thought when I saw this next video, because Bam Adebayo, he's out here doing it the wrong way, in my opinion. I'm going to let Twitter talk, but I'm going to let you see the video first. And y'all just tell me in the chat what you think about Bam and his homies. Take a look.
That's right. I say that because Bam Adebayo is in the house tonight, sir, enjoying a night off. Some of the other Heat players, we got Strus, we got Vincent in the suite, enjoying a little bit of baseball on a night off. This is, again, this is great. It's tremendous synergy here in South Florida. All the teams are kind of rooting for each other.
Right.
It's awesome.
And all the teams playing really, really well.
Okay, so now the jokes is coming when you sitting in the middle of three ladies and and one of them just happens to be hanging all over you. The jokes is coming, right, Bam? You should. If nobody told you, none of your boys told you that you're putting yourself in a situation to become a meme. Okay, well, Twitter will let you know. Let's go ahead and see what Twitter had to say. He says, "I'm flabbergasted. Like, I'm nobody and shorter and poorer than him, and this is all he can get? Nah, I'm really astonished. Like, what the actual F?" So again, you got to mix it up. You got to mix it up. I see you. JD said all but one black woman, and I didn't see I'm not sure of her ethnicity. I didn't see no black women up there though, but we'll see. That was my first thought. Like, ain't no sisters in there? That okay. Okay, that's a thing, I guess. But let's go to this next one. Shout out to the young lady who was wearing a mask though, because all them people up in there was only one lady wearing a mask. Shouts out to you, girl. And this one says, "Glad to see Bam working on his threes." I knew that one was coming. Like, the second I saw this, I was like, okay, this man can't hit a three to save his life. And now he's with three women. I know these comments are coming. And boom, there it is. Glad to see he's working on his threes. I think I got another one that says, "I don't want to hear he has dead legs in the playoffs." Now, see, that you're wrong for that one, because I know what you mean by that, but I'm just going to assume that you mean that he's working with three women and those collectively they're heavy. But I know that's not what you meant, but I'm going to say that's what you meant, because we're not throwing that kind of shade around here. And this one said, "Bam hitting twos on and off the court." The shade, Devin. So much shade. I think he brought it on himself though, so I'm actually good with it. But what do you think about all this?
Oh, I don't like the mean comments about the women. I don't think that that's fair. These people are so mean. I just don't like that. I can't get behind that. I will say Bam looks extra cozy with all three of those ladies in that booth or wherever they are. So he is looking, pretty tight with all of them. But I have a feeling it's just like, an old friend. I feel like I just don't think this is like some threesome relationship, or that any of those girls are, dating him. I don't think it's like that at all. I think it's just probably a group of friends. And honestly, he looked almost like he didn't really want to be there. Like, he looked a little bit uncomfortable.
Oh, Devin, you have underestimated the will of the gold digger, I see. I'm telling you, no, you have underestimated. The gold digger handbook says, "Look like his friend." That's like on page 1. Make sure you look like just a friend.
Oh,
And the gold digger 101 says, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. You get in like you're his friend, and then all of a sudden one day he's like, "Oh, I don't know what to do," and you're like, "Oh, really? Let me come help." That's gold digger 101. I know several gold diggers, and let me tell you, this is how it starts. This right here, I'm just gonna go hang with my friend. This is how it starts. So no, I'm telling you right now, you never underestimate the power of the gold digger. That's all. That's the lesson for today. So let's get to this next one, you guys, because this next one is kind of interesting to me, because if you guys could actually be privy to all the conversations we have before we actually go live, we have a really good time. But We've been talking a lot about this investing and cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and all that and what that means. And to me, honestly, our producer and Leo, they seem to know about it. But when they talk about it, it sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher talking, you know, that like, I don't know what you're saying. It all sounds like Greek to me. So I'm trying to learn it. But look, Cavs Taurean Prince says that he's made more money. So take a look at this tweet from him. He said, I've made more money the past couple months off of money dodge, I guess, than I did my rookie year in the league. That is, he made $10 million his rookie season. $10 million. So for me, for him to say, oh, it's money dodge, I don't know what it is. See, that's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, Doge.
Yeah.
What the hell is Dogecoin? What, I know Bitcoin.
It's cryptocurrency.
Do you know what that is?
Yes.
How many different types of cryptocurrency is there? This is too much. How many different types are there?
There's a lot. There are a lot of different types of cryptocurrencies, and Dogecoin is the one that Elon Musk has been like really pushing lately, and so it's going up a lot. I don't know anything about this. We need to get like Leo or Arthi on here to fill us in. I'm trying to learn because I do want to be like, I want to invest. I want to get involved in this cryptocurrency craze. But yeah, Dogecoin is this one.
Okay, so Coinbase has this thing where they'll actually pay you to learn, but I don't think you can do it because I actually invested it on Coinbase. I don't think you can do it like if you invest first. I don't think you can backtrack and then get paid to learn about it. So if you guys are seeing those commercials, don't buy, because I haven't been able to get the ability to learn about it. So if you guys are considering that Coinbase thing, do the learning part of it first, because otherwise you'll end up like me. And everything sounds like I'm telling you, like a Charlie Brown teacher to me. It's crazy. But not only does Taurean say he's made more money, he's interested in learning more, because this user posted another tweet that said, put that coin money into, what is this? VRA, this VRA coin, you'll make more. Is it, or is this got some other weird name? Is it VRA currency?
I have no idea what this one is. Leo, let me know in the Fumble Crew chat, because I don't know.
But if you can put that tweet back up there, if you see at the bottom, Taurean actually responded to this random person and said, who supports that coin? So he's clearly interested in learning, more and investing more. I just don't know. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So obviously I need to learn. Leo, do you know what that VRA thing? I'm trying to see. He says it's just another form of crypto.
Yeah. Just another form of cryptocurrency.
So how do you know which one? Okay, I feel like we could do a whole show. Like, I don't know how you know which one to buy, and why does one do better than the other? What makes them move different? See, I don't know. And that's why I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
What I want to know is, like, what happens then? So everybody's putting all this money into these cryptocurrencies, and then what? Like, where does it go? What's happening with it? What's the point? But I want to do it because I want to make bank off of cryptocurrency. So let's have a meeting with Leo. Let's figure it out. Maybe he can teach us.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, I put $100 in at first, and then I got all the way up to like $210, and I was excited about it. So then I put in another $100. So then I had $210 in there, and then I dropped all the way down to like $89. And then, now it's got back up to what I originally invested. But clearly I'm not doing it right, because I get screenshots from my best friend all the time, and she's like, oh, look, I just made like $300. I'm like, how? What? I clearly don't understand. So shout out to Taurean Prince. I know somebody said, Cap, that you don't believe that he's made more than he made in his rookie season. But just from what I've seen people posting on social media, I can't say it's Cap. That and the fact that I don't understand it. So I don't know. But interesting point. Now, this next one, I definitely don't understand. Like, not at all, not a little bit. There's probably a better chance of me understanding cryptocurrency before I understand this one, because you guys know Jordan Clarkson, I'm sure. He has been around the league. He played for the Lakers for a while. I think the Jazz for a while. He's with the Jazz now. And then I think he played for Cleveland a little while. So, he's doing his thing. He's just kind of moving around. He's not doing horrible. He averages, 17.5 points with Utah right now. But I don't know if averaging 17.5 points a game is enough to do this. So take a look at this tweet. That is a Jordan Clarkson tattoo. It took 12 hours to get this tattoo done. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. The detail is fantastic. whoever this tattoo artist is, you did an amazing job. I'm just trying to understand why, though. Why is this your go-to person for a tattoo? Because his track record shows you that he's not going to be with the Jazz. He's going to be somewhere else in a minute. He's a journeyman. He journeys. I don't know. I don't get it. Twitter didn't seem to get it either. People were asking the same exact question. Why though? So says, who the F would get a Jordan Clarkson tattoo? I don't know. This guy did. And this next tweet, I think this is perfect. 12 hours is enough time for the drugs and alcohol to wear off and regret to fully sink in. I think so. I mean, unless, I don't know. I was trying to figure out a good reason why you would get this tattoo. I got nothing. Devin, you got a good reason to get this tattoo?
I don't know. Maybe he has a crush on Jordan Clarkson. I don't understand it either. This is like, I feel so, okay, Kobe tattoos, I get it. LeBron, KD, you know, even like James Harden, Kyrie Irving, I get these tattoos. Jordan Clarkson, don't quite understand it. I also am not in love with the expression on his face, because to me it almost seems like he saw a ghost. Yeah. Like, couldn't you choose something where he looks maybe a little bit more fierce or a little bit less like he's terrified of like the boogeyman? I don't know. I'm not a fan. It's very well done.
Leo, can you throw it up one more time? Because I need to see what the boogeyman face looked like. I need to see this one more time.
Trust me, it really does.
Look. Oh my God, it does. What's that over there? What is that over there? Oh my God, let's run. Like, don't go down there. Don't go down there. Oh no. All right. So Devin has spoken and she nailed it. I didn't even see it until just now, but that is the boogeyman face. The work tattoo artist, shouts out to you though, because you did that. That is a fantastic detail. I love it. But okay, no more boogeyman face tattoos. I guess that's the lesson in this one. Now,
yes,
this next one. Let me. Where's my water? Let me just get my water right here because I'm gonna need it. Because y'all, Myles Garrett is he is a specimen. That man he is a specimen. And he posted this to his Twitter. First of all, he says, "Hit the shimmy like Curry." No, the hell you didn't, because you got to be kind of dainty and a little thinner to kind of shimmy like Curry. You doing the rock away. You not shimmying. But I can't play the music that goes along with this video because I don't want to get that copyright infringement. But y'all, we're gonna play this whole video because this is Myles Garrett's version of the shimmy. And just look at how this man is sculpted. This is not like. And then watch this. Okay, Devin, watch this workout. We got a new core workout. Here we go. Bam. What you think?
God. He makes it look so easy. I don't get this.
And that man right there. I tell you what, that man right there.
Oh.
And we're back. This is insane. Whew. Okay, Myles, I see you. That's how you start your morning right there. Maybe not the workout, just the video. But let's go to see what Twitter had to say about this because, they was on it. It says, it's great Myles is a high-achieving player, but he's an even better person. This is the kind of guy I'd want to marry my daughter if I had one. So I am volunteering to be this guy's daughter. Let me just leave it at that because Myles, my guy, like Lord, let me move on. This is too much. I'm just distracted right now. So let me move on to this one because this one, I saw this on Instagram. And at first I thought it was I didn't know what I thought it was. I didn't think it was real until saw it in the rundown this morning. And our producer found the guy who took the picture. And this is a fantastically hilarious story. So this guy says, I took these screenshots 15 minutes apart. So, and then the second one says, let's take these edibles and go to the game. It'll be sick. So let me blow up these pictures because right now you're only seeing the guy in the yellow, but this is hilarious. So this next picture, this is the first shot. So they both kind of look like what's happening right now, right? They're hanging on though. I'm proud of them. They're hanging on. Didn't last too long because 15 minutes later, bam, they out. I absolutely love this. I love our title that says bored, sleepy, or just high. I'm going to vote all of the above. It's actually happening in this this actual picture, because it's like, I mean, baseball games to me, unless you have a large group of friends that you can have a good time with, they do kind of drag on a little bit. They're a little long. They're a little boring sometimes, unless you have a good group of friends. These guys actually did have a group of friends that we see later come into the picture. So let me post this one to you, because this is the update. So now, the guy in the yellow, though, he's still struggling. But everybody else is awake. They're watching the game. The guy in the yellow looks like, you killed Kenny. And so I thought I was the only one to see that. I wasn't, because this is the next picture. This is exactly what they look like right now, except for Kenny's in the middle. Y'all look like the guys from South Park. Devin, what do you think? Do you think it's you think they were bored, sleepy, or high, or all of the above? Gary says it was just two terrible teams, so maybe they were definitely bored.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that they were high. I think they probably smoked a big fat blunt before they went to the game, or they ate too much of the weed brownie or whatever, because it's very clear the way they're just like. Mm-hmm. I think it's so funny, though. Looking at them both sleeping with their heads like that seems like a clip out of a movie, like some sort of one of those like college boy comedy movies. You know what I'm talking about? I feel like that would be totally a scene in something like that.
Yeah, somebody had that on the Twitter. I don't remember the movie, but it was the movie where they kept doing their heads like this the whole movie.
Oh,
that's what
Night at the Roxbury.
Yes, that's what they were saying. They're like, yeah, this is like Night at the Roxbury. So, yep. I agree. All of the above. JD said all of the above as well. So I agree. That's hilarious, though. Welcome to, now you've become a meme. So I don't know if that's a goal, but welcome to it. So let's get to this next one, because I do not watch a lot of hockey, but I do remember, I think I had to cover this for some reason, but back in 2015, I do remember that the Jets had 6 players in their penalty box and the Predators also had 6. And I think that was, at that time, they said that was the most people in the penalty box ever. But take a look at this, because there's 0 room in this penalty box. Did they make the penalty box smaller? Because I remember 6 people being able to sit in the penalty box. But they could sit, well, they only have 5. The Rangers only have 5 in theirs. So maybe if you have 5 is the most you can have. Or like, how come there's standing room only? That's rude. It's rude. They like to fight in hockey. Give them a bigger penalty box. This one is ridiculous. But let's go on to this next one, because I'm actually shocked and bewildered that the name that I was going to throw in the hat for this one did not come up. So let me show you this original tweet. So you guys, let's play this game together. So Whistle says, name this NBA player. Okay, I need you guys to get your mind ready. I want you to see how this child reacts to this very, very light tap. And then prepare to name your NBA player in the chat. I want to see who you guys name. But Leo wrote the video, because this one's hilarious. Watch out, swing. Okay, seriously? That was ridiculous. So, all right, chat, I need you to go. Name your NBA player. Who flops like that? Because Twitter disappointed. Because thank you, Doug. That's the first name I said. Doug got it. But nobody said that. It says, what is the entire Laker roster? Are you kidding me right now? All right, so then this next one, same kind of thing, says Anthony Davis. Somebody said LeBron on Twitter as well. And it just went on, says Marcus Smart, Blake Griffin, Kyle Lowry, Chris Paul, and LeBron James. And then, of course, James Harden. Joel Embiid was nowhere on this Twitter feed. Thank you, Doug, for being of like mind. That was the first name I thought. This man threw his back out flopping. How is he not named in this situation? This is, what do y'all see in Twitter? I don't know. Devin.
Well, I was going to say James Harden, but I have to say Joel Embiid is a good option too. But I think James Harden flops very hard. I see a lot of James Harden in that little kid, and I am pissed off at all these people saying LeBron. I don't like that. Let's not shade LeBron, you guys. And that's what our chat is saying too, you guys. Ouch.
So LeBron, I mean, you can say LeBron is very vocal, but you don't start falling on the floor and faking it at 36. Because at 36, you fall on the floor for no reason. You're going to end up like Joel Embiid and throw your back out. You don't just fall on the floor for no reason at 36. So no, you're wrong. But I love this kid. Go ahead.
Kevin L. Lang says Embiid is not a flopper. Stop it. Wait, are you watching? Are you watching the same Embiid here? Because the guy most definitely flops.
Let me show you, Joe. Devin taps the screen, and then
Okay, I got to figure out which one. Yeah.
Ready? Here you go. Tap the screen. That's Joel Embiid right there. That's how that goes. Just so you know, that is not real. That man flops. His middle name is Flop. Stop it right now. I'm not trying to entertain none of that, Kevin. Stop it right now. All right. So look, I am not a fan of these gender reveals at all. I don't like them. I think if you do it, maybe do a cake. Do something simple. Y'all. Some of these gender reveals are tragic. And look. If you're not good at baseball, if you can't hit a ball, if you've never played baseball, maybe don't have your gender reveal be, I got to hit this ball so everybody knows what kind of child I'm having. Take a look at this. This is just embarrassing. Okay, look, first of all, you probably need a decent picture. And this poor lady that's filming it, she's fearing for her whole life. The dogs are like, okay, since you ain't going to hit the ball, let's just play catch. Let's play fetch because they didn't even think this through. If he had hit the ball, he's definitely going to hit one of these women in the face. They did not think this through at all. This is horrible. Horrible. Cake. Cake is your friend. Just get the cake, cut into it. Oh, yay. And we get to eat too. This is just stupid. I think I have a couple of tweets from this situation. It said gender reveal turned into a no-hitter and some say the lady recording is still flinching. I believe that. That lady, like she... Move to the other side. You can clearly see where that ball is going to go if it's hit. Oh, God, people think it through. I do not like this one at all. Devin, when that time comes for you, are you going to do a gender reveal party? And if so, how is that going to go? Please tell me there's not going to be any baseball involved.
No baseball involved because I would definitely be like that man and just missing every single one. My hand-eye coordination definitely has a lot of room for improvement, but I actually don't think I'm going to do a gender reveal. I don't know. I don't want it to be that big of a deal, so I don't even think I'll do one.
Yeah, I don't get the obsession with the gender reveal parties. But that's just me. It is what it is. All right, so that's all I got. You're right. Let's get into what we're not going to do. This one, you guys, I don't have a lot to say on this one because I'm not surprised at this at all. Of course I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. So, the Tokyo Olympics, those are coming up very quickly. And we've had this whole moment in time where we're pushing for social change and things of that nature, and we still haven't received it. So, it's still a work in progress. But this to me is just a slap in the face. It just kind of makes me fall back to the things I've always said, that Black people, this is entirely up to us. This is our fight. It's not embraced the way that a lot of media would like to portray that it is. So the Tokyo Olympics have banned Black Lives Matter t-shirts and apparel, and they took a vote of over 3,500 athletes and said that over 70% of those athletes were against anyone wearing anything related to Black Lives Matter, anything that had any kind of protest, any paraphernalia. They can still wear the Black Lives paraphernalia in media interviews and press conferences and to team meetings. But the Tokyo Olympics athletes will not be allowed to wear Black Lives Matter at the game ceremonies this summer. And they have confirmed that that's part of their political message band. So, and that is troubling to me because there's a different political message is not what this is. There should be no politics involved in equality. And I understand that people don't want equality. So yes, you have to, politically institute laws and things of that nature to make that happen. But the quest for equality is not political. It's a humanitarian movement. It's not a political movement. So every time somebody calls it a political movement, that is troubling to me because you are missing the human aspect of the entire movement. The human aspect of this movement is, hey, stop making excuses for the vile and detestable treatment that happens towards Black people. And if you take that as a political statement, something's wrong with you. Like this, I just don't know how else to say it. Something's wrong with you. People don't say, oh, hey, let's feed the homeless and say, oh, that's a political statement. People think that's a humanitarian cause. When you try to better the plight of someone else, that's not a political issue. That's an equality and a human issue. So the fact that the Tokyo Olympics Committee has decided they don't want this because they feel it's a political statement that they don't want in their games is astonishing to me. And of course, I looked. I was almost running a little bit late this morning because I was trying to find out the racial makeup of these 3,500 athletes who participated in this survey or this, this whatever they did. I was trying to find out the racial makeup of these people. Of course, I could not find that because it's not even listed. Like when you go to the Olympics thing, it's not even listed, the racial makeup of certain teams. Obviously, based on where teams are from, you can kind of guess what the racial makeup is. But I wanted a documented number of the racial makeup of these 3,500 people. Could not find it. So this is troubling to me because I think it is unnecessary. The committee has stressed that if Black Lives Matter comes and, on anybody's jerseys or any kind of dress during the games or during the ceremonies, that includes the winning of the ceremony after the games are done. So if you wear a Black Lives Matter on the podium or if you take a knee, I would even guess that if you put a fist in the air, that is going to be cause for punishment. They have not said what that punishment is, but there is definitely going to be some sort of punishment for doing this. I am not surprised by this at all. And I think that bothers me. My lack of surprise by this, I think, bothers me because to some point it kind of says, I'm just expect this from the world, not even just the United States, from the world when it comes to Black people. But this kind of goes back, like we've seen, we had this unfortunate issue that happened with this one guy and him going out and targeting the Asian community. And it took 3 weeks. And now we have an anti-Asian hate bill in place. Do I even have to tell you all the stuff that Black people have gone through in this country alone? And there's no bills to stop that. It's like the overlook of us is intentional and it's malicious. And I'm not even going to go into the treatment that Black people receive in Japan and China. Like, I'm not even going to get into that. That the level of hate that we have from those countries is probably only eclipsed by, what we receive here. And then, you have people like Kamala Harris saying, oh, this isn't a racist country. And so when you downplay the plights of a specific group of people that damn well is not treated equally, then I'm not surprised that an entire committee worldwide would say, you know what, we don't need to address that anymore because it takes away from the Olympics. Not realizing that what happens to us can take away from the Olympics because now it makes it harder for us to even want to compete in these situations because we got a whole humanitarian fight we got to do ourselves. And we don't feel encouraged. We don't feel like you care about what's going on. I think the Olympic Committee should care. I think the world should care. And the fact that they don't, I can't say it's even troubling to me because I'm not surprised. But what we're not going to do is have that kind of feeling. I don't want any of us to get so complacent where things like this does not shock or surprise us. And we just say, yeah, okay, that's just the world we live in. Nobody really cares about Black people like that. I don't want us to get like that. I fully expect some Black athletes to go out there and accept whatever punishment that comes with them going on that podium and doing what they're supposed to do. I don't care if you have to get a Black Lives Matter tattoo on your arm and just wear your little, jersey, your little sweaty, your hoodie or whatever until it's time for you to compete in whatever match and then take it off and reveal it to the world. I don't know. But I think at some point when people take this hard of a stance against you, you have to push back. So any of y'all out there who wants to push back, you have my full support. I think it's calculated that they have not let us know what the punishment would be because they're trying to scare you into using your voice, into you not using this world platform. And I think it's shameful. And I think you should fight back against it at all costs. And we will support you in that because this is definitely a slap in the face of all of us who are trying to push for equality. It's a show. It's not a show of solidarity. It's showing that you really just don't care, and it's shameful. And I'm disappointed, but I am not surprised. But Devin, let me go to you. What do you think about this ban?
I mean, I'm extremely disappointed too. I think that the message behind the Black Lives Matter movement and, you know, this kind of awakening is equality and it's peace and it's treating each other with kindness and respect. So the fact that they would ban promotion of this organization, to me, is just so counterproductive. And it shows that they're just missing the point entirely of what Black Lives Matter truly means. And I wonder, are they enlisting the same kind of ban if people want to wear Blue Lives Matter gear, or if they want to wear Stop Asian Hate gear? You know, it's like, I don't know, I think that these athletes are individuals. They have every right to wear what they want to wear and show support of what, you know, as long as it's not racist or homophobic or derogatory. I think that these athletes should be able to show their support of whatever organizations they wish, especially the ones that are promoting a kinder and better world. So to me, this is extremely shameful. And I do think that if some of these athletes feel comfortable going out there wearing their Black Lives Matter shirts and speaking about it and doing what they can, I think they should. Just like we saw NFL players kneeling when it was not allowed, and when, you know, there was all that criticism and controversy about that, they still persisted and they still did it. So I think that it would be definitely appropriate for people to still show up in their Black Lives Matter shirts and whatever it is that they want to wear. So I think it's disappointing and shameful as well.
Yeah, I think it's calculated that they haven't said what this punishment will be yet, because in my heart of hearts, I'm just waiting for them to say, okay, well, especially if you get up on the podium after you've won a medal, I'm fully expecting them to try to snatch those medals away. And I just can't see why else you would not announce this punishment now. Because, you know, if you say, okay, you're going to have to pay a fine, you know, we'll have some Kyries out there that'll be like, all right, I'll just pay a little funky fine. It doesn't matter to me. So I think they're very calculated in the way that they're saying this is not allowed and we're not telling you what this punishment is. It's very calculated. It's a fear tactic. And it's shameful to me because nobody is saying, okay, you know, hey, if you wear a rainbow flag up there, you know, that's probably going to be allowed. Like you said, the Stop Asian Hate will probably be allowed. This women's rights thing, all that, they're specifically targeting one group of people and saying it's because it's a political statement. And that is so, I saw Jeremiah, I saw in the chat, he said he's surprised by it because usually they hide their racism. But I think those days of people really hiding their racism are fading. I think people are a little bit more open now because it's been, you know, slightly accepted. So I can't say that I'm surprised. I can't even say that I'm disappointed. To me, this is just business as usual, unfortunately.
I hate that. Seaside in the chat says, the problem is they might be escorted off the premises or they might take away the medal. Yeah, well, I think that's the point Jackie was trying to make, is that they haven't actually said what the punishment will be. So all we're left with is our own imagination to think of what it could be. What's the worst they could possibly do? And maybe taking away the medal is one of them, which would be extremely wrong. You win those medals fair and square in the Olympics. So to have that taken away because you choose to share your support of Black Lives Matter is just, it's honestly outrageous. And you know me, like I know that for me, anytime I'm confronted with this type of like just absolute nonsense, it is still surprising to me because I always am hopeful that we are approaching a better world and a better time. So I like every time I'm just like, how are people still so ridiculous? Like the conversations we were having before our live show, like how are people still so embarrassingly ignorant and so just closed-minded? So I am surprised and I think it's shameful. I hope they rethink this for sure. But you know what? I think we can wrap up the show here, Jackie. So let's do that. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, tap the bell for notifications, hit that thumbs up. We have Fan or Foe coming up tomorrow, you guys. So if you're watching this after we've already ended our live show, go ahead and leave us some fun comments and questions down below. And if we like them, we'll answer them in Fan or Foe at the end of the show tomorrow. And we hope you have a great Thursday, you guys. Bye, everyone.